What's up, my friends? Carpo here. I rode to the park on my funky bike. I decided to stop right here because this was the only spot where there was a perfect view of the sunset. I'd like to ride up there, but I'm afraid I might crash with the camera in my hand. I'll try anyway. So I decided to take a walk up here to this park. Well, take a bike ride rather. Here we go. Now we're rolling. Yeah, there's nothing more awesome than riding a bike, especially when you're like, really consider what a simple device it is when you have the right materials available to make sprockets and chains, and to be able to just ride up wherever you want to go and just chill out. That in itself is a pretty damn amazing thing. I think we overlook bicycles. I mean, not everybody, of course. Some people are really into their bikes. Some people are way into biking. Not me, but I'm definitely into the joys of getting out in nature, and having a bicycle makes it just, I don't know. It's like you can be completely silent, more or less, cruising along. And if you've ever taken a bike up into the mountains and take some of the back roads and the logging roads, if you live in an area like that, it can be pretty fun. But I don't get out and do it enough. It's like everybody's in their automobiles all the time, and we're stuck at home, we're stuck at work. It's funny, you know, I'm not out of breath at all riding up here. I would think I would be, since I don't get very much exercise. I wonder if it's cordyceps or combination of just eating the right foods. Seems like my lungs don't have to recover. I guess not smoking is probably a huge part of that. Thanks, vaping. That's one beautiful ball of light. I stare at the sun and I think about how much energy it's putting out. And how much, think of it this way. We're like, what, 8 minutes from the sun, light-wise? I think it's like 3 million miles or something. I could be wrong. And after that 3 million miles through space and then through the atmosphere and down to the earth, it's hitting me right now. And I'm getting that warmth and that light. So much energy just hitting just me. You think about now all of the light that's coming out spread in every equal direction at that same distance, at 3 million miles. So that would be a 6 million mile circumference of a circle that's getting equal light at all places. Now that's some intense energy. That's some damn intense energy. And then you consider that the sun is actually one of the smallest in its class, and that there are supergiants that are 1 million times bigger than that, and it's mind-boggling, man. It really is. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'll get in the film here. There I am. Get the sunlight shining right in my eyes so you can just see what I look like bathed in the sunlight, the glory of the Lord. Oh man. You can see why the ancient mythology, you know, formed the way it did just by observing things around us. I feel like we've lost touch with that kind of in today's world. And of course we say that all the time, we've lost touch. What I mean is we haven't really lost touch, but maybe we never had the ability to get in touch. In other words, we were living closer to nature at one time, but that's only because we had to. Circumstantially, if we had more devices and more technology, we probably would have used it. We wouldn't have refused it and said, no, we're living with the earth. Because human nature, we want to move forward. So it's not a matter of going back to the way things were, but rather creating, with the knowledge we have now, a new way of things could be, you know? Which is realizing just how magnificent all of this is. I mean, I still marvel at the trees when I go to the park. I still marvel at the lifeblood of the plant. And sap coming out. as if this tree is a entity of his own. And a lot of people would say, well, of course it is, it's a tree, but it's not just that tree. It's this whole park, this whole little cluster, this consciousness, this one forest. You know, one of the largest above ground land masses in the world, I believe, is in Montana. And it's a group of, I still always forget, alder, birch, I can't remember the name of it, a group of trees that grow together, and it's a huge mass that's like for miles and miles, and it's all one tree because they didn't reproduce. It hasn't reproduced by seed in, I think, 80,000 years. So 80,000 years it's been reproducing just by popping up new shoots. And the largest organism in the world is actually below ground, and that's in eastern Oregon, which is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a mat of mycelium in these particular mushrooms. And this mycelium mat is like thousands of acres. It's huge, and it's underground. And you know, you could use this metaphor for so many things, but just in the facts, the reality, not just even metaphorically, but that it seems like all the most important things, all the largest, most important things are below ground. And what I mean by that is that it's the old iceberg analogy, you know. The most important things in our life are often hidden and can't be seen. They're submerged in a solution of confusion. So we have to select and pick those things out. And I'm talking religious or otherwise, spiritual. To be able to see things for what they really are means to kind of give up on rationality, because some of the things, the most important things in my life, aren't rational. Can't be expressed through rational means. And it kind of makes me feel small sometimes, because here I am, a logical person, trying to live a logical life, trying to be reasonable in the things that I believe, because I know that it's healthy to be honest with the self. Yet at the same time, being unable to deny that there's something greater that is everything, you know, that the ancients knew it, we know it, we might not want to admit it, but I think the only reason we don't want to admit it is because it forces us to really be part of it. We can't any longer isolate ourselves and think that we're an individual. But we are individuals at the same time, so we kind of have to embrace being human, just for what it is. To look around at things and just say, it's just the way things are. Deal with it. And all day long I go through different phases of thinking, different states of mind. Sometimes I'm, you know, one of the ways that I can really see how I'm feeling is if I feel like making a video or not, or if I feel like even if I do make a video, whether or not I can remain interested, because a lot of the time I just turn off the camera and just say screw it. But most of the time when I do start, I'm at least already in that mode. But sometimes I think, why do I make videos, you know? And then I start analyzing life and overanalyzing why I do what I do. And that's what I mean by just saying, fuck it all, you know? Don't worry about why we do what we do. Just do it. Follow the path, you know? It's often the path of least resistance. I mean, you can't always follow the path of least resistance, but I think that it most of the time presents itself to us if we're willing to pay attention. So those are my thoughts, and I hope you'll have